Turkey, strategically positioned between East and West, is a powerful player in global geopolitics. As a member of NATO but an ally of Russia, Turkey is one of the most important countries in the world, capable of negotiating and communicating with both sides. However, with global tensions rising and the increasing risk of a Third World War, can Turkey maintain this balance for much longer? Turkey is a nation that spans two continents, Europe and Asia, serving as both a literal and figurative bridge between East and West. With a population of approximately 84 million people, it is home to a rich cultural and historical tapestry. The capital of Turkey is Ankara, although Istanbul, the largest city, is often more internationally recognized for its historical and economic significance. The official language is Turkish, and the predominant religion is Islam, practiced by the majority of the population. Historically, Turkey's strategic location has been both an advantage and a challenge. Controlling the Bosphorus Strait, which links the Black Sea to the Mediterranean Sea, Turkey plays a crucial role in controlling important maritime routes. This geographical position has made it a focal point in various eras, from the Byzantine Empire and the Ottoman Empire to the modern state founded by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk in 1923. The blend of Western and Eastern cultures is evident in all aspects of Turkish life, from architecture to cuisine. Turkey's accession to NATO in 1952 marked a crucial point in its geopolitical orientation, solidifying its role as a Western ally during the Cold War. However, relations with its Western allies have not always been smooth. The tension between the need for security and the aspirations for sovereignty has led Turkey to make controversial decisions, such as the purchase of the Russian S-400 defense system, which drew severe criticism from the United States and NATO. These choices underline Turkey's independent stance in its foreign policy, often walking a fine line between collaboration and conflict. With global tensions on the rise, Turkey finds itself once again at the center of a complex power game. Its ability to negotiate and collaborate with both blocs makes it an indispensable player, but also vulnerable to external and internal pressures. The situation in Syria, the refugee issue, and disputes in the Eastern Mediterranean are just some of the fronts where Turkey needs to demonstrate its diplomatic and military prowess. But how do these dynamics directly impact its relations with NATO and Russia? Turkey's accession to NATO in 1952 was a significant milestone, not only for the country, but also for the alliance itself. At the time, Turkey was seen as an essential barrier against Soviet expansion in the Mediterranean and the Middle East. The country's entry into NATO provided Ankara with security guarantees and military support, while offering the alliance a vital strategic position on Europe's southern flank. This relationship, built on mutual security needs, has evolved over the decades, adapting to geopolitical changes and regional challenges. Despite Turkey's strategic importance to NATO, the relationship has been marked by moments of tension. Internal criticism of Turkey has increased due to what many member countries view as democratic backsliding and human rights violations under President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's government. Additionally, Turkey's unilateral military incursion into northern Syria in 2019 and its insistence on holding up NATO's graduated response plans for the Baltic states and Poland in exchange for recognition of the threats it faces from the YPG have exacerbated these tensions. The graduated response plan is a set of NATO defense measures developed to protect its members against potential threats, mainly from Russia. Turkey held up this plan as a means to pressure the alliance into recognizing the threats it faces from the YPG, the Kurdish People's Protection Units, which Turkey considers a terrorist group. Another aggravating factor for Turkey was its decision to acquire the Russian S-400 missile system, a critical turning point in its relations with NATO. This purchase was seen as a direct affront to the alliance's defensive capabilities, resulting in Turkey's exclusion from the US F-35 fighter jet program. Security concerns increased given that operating the S-400 alongside NATO systems could compromise sensitive information. This move underscored Turkey's determination to pursue an independent foreign policy, even at the cost of creating friction with its traditional allies. Despite these divergences, Turkey's importance to NATO remains unquestionable. The country's geographic location continues to provide an irreplaceable strategic advantage, enabling the alliance to project power in the Middle East and the Eastern Mediterranean. But how does a country like this maintain relations with Russia? Turkey's relationship with Russia is a complex interplay of interests, marked by both cooperation and rivalry. Historically, the two countries have a long trajectory of confrontations and alliances, with the Black Sea being a focal point of this dynamic. In recent years, Turkey and Russia have found areas of cooperation, such as in energy agreements and the conflict in Syria, where both support different sides but share the interest in stabilizing the region as to prevent a total collapse. The most visible cooperation between the two countries occurred with the Black Sea grain export deal, mediated by the UN and Turkey due to the war between Russia and Ukraine. This agreement allowed millions of tons of food to be exported from Ukraine, helping to stabilize global prices and provide food to needy countries. However, when Russia unilaterally withdrew from this agreement, claiming it did not sufficiently benefit its exports, Turkey had to intervene diplomatically to try and restore it, underlining its position as a mediator between the two nations. The agreement was not renewed, and tensions escalated when Russia threatened to sink ships transporting Ukrainian grain through the Black Sea. Turkey, maintaining its commitment to maritime security and the West, opposed these threats and ensured the safe passage of commercial vessels. This stance reinforced Turkey's willingness to challenge Russia when necessary, even at the risk of its strategic relations with Moscow. Economically, Turkey has taken advantage of opportunities to increase its imports of Russian oil at discounted prices, demonstrating a pragmatic approach to maximizing its economic interests amid a volatile geopolitical environment. Ankara seeks to balance its energy dependence on Russia with its ambitions to become a regional energy hub. However, the rivalry between the two countries is evident on several fronts. In the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, Turkey strongly supported Azerbaijan against Armenia, a close ally of Russia. In Syria, despite some cooperation, their interests often clash, with Russia supporting the Assad regime and Turkey backing opposition groups. This complex dynamic of cooperation and rivalry showcases Turkey's ability to manage its relationship with Russia, but what exactly is its role in regional dynamics? Turkey's geographical position, controlling the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Straits, grants it a unique strategic importance in the Black Sea. This region has historically been an area of interest for powers like Russia, and Turkey plays a vital role in the security and stability of these waters. Through its active participation in the Black Sea Economic Cooperation (BSEC), founded in 1992, Turkey promotes economic cooperation among the countries of the region, aiming to economically integrate the member states and strengthen regional stability. In the South Caucasus, Turkey's influence is equally significant. Its support for Azerbaijan in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict demonstrated Turkey's ability to project power and influence the outcomes of regional disputes. This support not only reinforced ties with Baku, but also highlighted Turkey's importance as a counterbalance to Russian influence in the region. Turkish diplomacy in the Caucasus aims to promote peace and stability while ensuring its strategic and economic interests. Initiatives like the Black Sea Economic Cooperation showcase Turkey's commitment to regional cooperation despite geopolitical complexities. Through the BSEC, Turkey promotes infrastructure, energy and transportation projects that benefit all members, reinforcing economic interdependence and reducing political tensions. However, it remains to be seen how Turkey will continue to balance its regional ambitions with its international obligations and strategic partnerships. Can Turkey maintain its growing influence and continue to promote cooperation in such a volatile region? For decades, Turkey has practiced a balancing act, carefully managing its relations between East and West. However, this act is often challenged by regional disputes, such as the historical tensions with Greece. Both countries, NATO members, have a tumultuous relationship marked by territorial disputes in the Aegean and Eastern Mediterranean seas. These tensions have nearly led to military conflicts several times in recent decades. The recent accusation by Turkey that Greece is militarizing islands in the Aegean in violation of international treaties is an example of these frictions. Greece, on the other hand, argues that militarization is necessary to defend against possible Turkish aggression. These disputes affect NATO's cohesion, especially at a time when the alliance needs unity to face the Russian threat in Ukraine. If tensions between Turkey and Greece escalate, there is a risk that Russia could exploit these fissures to weaken NATO. US and other allies' support for Greece, including the sale of advanced military equipment, adds another layer of complexity to relations within the alliance. It is also worth noting that Turkey's attempt to get closer to Russia is partly a response to its frustration with the European Union. Ankara has been seeking EU membership for decades, but the process is stalled, officially due to concerns about human rights and the rule of law in Turkey. However, many analysts believe the real reason is the reluctance of European countries to accept a large Muslim country with a distinct culture into the European Parliament. This exclusion has led Turkey to seek alternatives, including strengthening ties with Russia despite political and military differences. The Nagorno-Karabakh conflict illustrates this dynamic well. Turkey strongly supported Azerbaijan during the conflict with Armenia, a traditional Russian ally. Surprisingly, Russia chose not to intervene directly in support of Armenia, preferring to maintain a neutral position to avoid antagonizing Turkey. This led to a significant deterioration in Russian-Armenian relations, with Armenia distancing itself from Russia in search of new alliances. This episode demonstrates how Russia prioritized its strategic relationship with Turkey over its commitment to Armenia. Turkey's balancing act policy is also evident in its pragmatic approach to economic relations. While opposing sanctions against Russia, Turkey increased its imports of Russian oil at discounted prices, taking advantage of economic opportunities that arose precisely because of the sanctions, while maintaining a delicate diplomatic balance. This approach allows Turkey to maximize its economic interests even in an unstable geopolitical environment. Furthermore, Turkey's stance on the Gaza Strip conflict also demonstrates its geopolitical authority. Ankara has harshly criticized Israel's actions, positioning itself as a defender of the Palestinians. This stance strengthens Turkey's image in the Muslim world and highlights its ability to influence important debates on the international stage. Turkey's critical stance against Israel reflects its willingness to challenge Western allies when it deems necessary, reaffirming its independent foreign policy. Turkey's ability to navigate between cooperation and confrontation with regional and global powers demonstrates its flexible diplomacy. However, this strategy is not without risks. Constant tension with Greece, complex relations with Russia, and exclusion from the EU create a challenging environment for Turkey. The continuation of this balancing act will depend on how Turkey manages these internal and external tensions in the coming years. As global geopolitical tensions increase, Turkey's strategic position becomes even more crucial and challenging. The world is polarizing, with China intensifying its ambitions to annex Taiwan, the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, and the recent military partnership between Russia and North Korea. These developments are putting pressure on all countries to choose sides, and Turkey is not immune to this dynamic. The real question Turkey now faces is whether it can continue to balance its relations between East and West, or if it will be forced to take a definitive side amidst the growing threat of global conflict. The answer to this question will determine not only Turkey's geopolitical future, but also its ability to influence the course of world events. In an increasingly volatile scenario, Turkey must decide whether it will maintain its position as a strategic mediator or clearly align itself with one of the conflicting blocs. In your opinion, what should Turkey's position be? Should it support the West, back Russia, or continue its attempts to negotiate with both sides? Let us know in the comments what you think and what topics you would like to see covered in future videos. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the What Is Happening channel if you haven't already. Also, check out these 2 videos that are appearing on the screen now. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.